Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Rao. I hope you are all doing well, and you all know me. And I've been presenting these spiritual tidbits that I gathered from life, from sayings of the adults, or literature, or media, or just out of interest reading serious books and conversations, dialogues, like that, right? So I was going on presenting these important milestones in everybody's spiritual life, right? They can have them, they can gather them. So I've been talking, if you go back and check my talks, either on the uh, any of this media that I'm presenting, I'm on the phone, on the Clubhouse, I'm on the iPad, on the Wisdom app, and I'm on my Meta, which is a you know teleporter-like thing from Facebook. This is a new technology, I think. On YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook groups, all of that, right? So any channel you go, I think you will find these talks. Have been on different. Like yesterday, we talked about: is there a pursuit of happiness or happiness within us? I kind of talked extensively on that. Today, I'm going to take something more significant, more important. When we talk, a lot of things come out, and probably it may require at least 2 3 days. Okay, so I may do the same topic tomorrow, but not the same repeating. But what I could not cover today, probably I will cover tomorrow. Okay, we'll put like a 20 30 minutes because most of the people these days are not able to listen to 1 hour talks and all that. So I'm putting them short. If the people come and if they have questions, that's fine. Otherwise, I will just confirm. So the question is this: what is liberation? This is a question that a lot of serious thinkers, philosophers, psychologists, or uh, religious people, or spiritually seeking answers, people like that, uh, and many systems of thought have presented this, because after certain amount of life spent and people are dissatisfied with things, they may want I want to be liberated from this. That's not what I'm talking about. This is about finding the meaning of the human life, and one of the meanings is this liberation, where you are liberated from all sorrows, you're liberated your own mind, or you're liberated from existential crisis or exhaustion, and or you're frustrated with the lack of answers. All that comes in, right? But what fascinated me was uh, ancient wisdom talked about 4 ways of life, right? The life that is striving to survive, to make earn the bread and eat it and live and all that, right? That's one way. The second way is, while you are living, after your basic needs are met, look for some kind of pleasure, some kind of happiness, in things. And then you are doing both is in a righteous way, righteous learning, righteous living, righteous enjoyment, and all. So those three: righteous way, something to earn or live a livelihood, and the other one is just the innocent pleasures, right? And After you studied, you got the job, you got all the basic necessities. Is that enough for human beings? No. So we question it. We want to find out. We want to measure to something much more important for us, much more meaningful to us. So we go and explore. Um, Many people have written books, or many people have transmitted the truths, existential truths, universal truths. All those things we want to explore. And one of the very, very, very last question that you put in is, what is this all about? And then if you are going through a lot of confusion, lot of lack of clarity, a lot of dissatisfaction, frustration, all that, then you may ask a question about, is there a liberation for this life? Or most of the problems come from the human mind. That is something established with a lot of thinking, right? Then is there a way to relieve from this um, mind that is giving me a lot of concern? Because some people cannot shut off their mind, right? They had to think, they had to, they cannot control it, really. The thinking goes on in cycles, the cycles, the same thing they thought, they may not have any meaning, but the same memories, the same emotional traumas, the same hurts, same feelings of hatred, animosity, all those things come up, right? Then they may take medications, they may go on see a therapist, they may do all sort of thing. But then when privately, of late lately, after the self-help books have all come, many people want to find answer to this kind of question. Can I have a moment of peace? Can I have a moment of serenity? Can my mind stop thinking? Can I have liberation from this? That kind of thing. So, in a variety of ways, you can see how this is a very important question. Uh, and then some people may believe, well, if I'm religious, if I'm a good guy, when I die, I will be granted liberation from this life and birth circle to some parts of heaven or something. Okay, that's all theories and their own conceptions. Is there a way to be human, to understand life, and to have this quietness and quietude? That means your mind is quiet. Is there a way to be serene, silent, and solitude of the mind, which is quiet? And at the same time, you can be joyful, you can participate in life as much as you want, and then really see what they are worth for, right? I say there is. You don't have to be suicidal. You don't have to be thinking like, I'm going to end this life. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about plunging into life, understanding life. And there's the expression about the boat travels in the water, it is pierces through the water. So it goes through the river, but it doesn't belong to the river. It doesn't. It is not touched by the river, but the you goes through the river, right? Like that, you want to pass through the river, not allow the river to come. Like that, you want to pass through life with this liberated being, and not be affected by the life's events, life's occurrences, life's developments, life's attractions or distractions, all of them. So there is a way to be detached yet engaged, not to seek results, but at the same time be very sincere about doing the job, and really be useful, helpful to the society, to your family, and everybody. But at the same time, discovering your own true inner joyfulness that is already there. And that's why this is important to understand this topic. Okay, the more you are really, uh, in the path of this liberation, the lighter you feel, because you are not holding on to anything, or you are just grasping things or regretting things, none of that. Okay, so you will use your intelligence for your good, not against you, right? So this liberation, what it means is that you have the faculties of your intelligence, your thoughts, your emotions, but you have some semblance of control so that they are not really overwhelming you, or they are not, for example, if you have a sadness in you and you are not able to shut it, and then it is always coming back and bothering you. Suppose your family is not doing very well and they are all fighting with each other and you cannot do anything because they have emotionally fighting with each other, and you are caught in between. And so you don't want to take anybody's side, but at the same time you don't want to be dragged into that emotional conflict. You want to love both of them, but both of them are fighting, for example. Then what do you do? So if you understand the mechanisms of this thought, this burden on the mind, this mind itself, and then be away from that, but at the same time using it. Like you are going through the river, but you are not touched by the water, right? Like that, you are in the life, but you are not touched by the events of the life. And that is really fulfilling. And you go through the life without being too emotional or too withdrawn or too much arguing with people, none of it, right? So that is the beauty of having this lightness of being within us, which comes from liberation from our own conditioned mind. That is what happens, right? We grow up in a society, in an education system, in a society that is imposing a lot of conditioned thoughts on us, and we kind of take them and then go through life implementing them without ever questioning, is there something right or not? Okay. For example, somebody who is born uh, in a family and the parents show tendencies of prejudice against anything, it's more likely for the kids to pick that up. These days, they may not have that much influence, but it's there. For example, then when you grow up, you got to realize that conditioning and realize that is not right and realize to get rid of it. That is all the part of being liberation from your own mind's condition. See how important that is? We gather things, we keep on holding them, we keep in our mind, and then we don't have liberation from that, particular type of thinking. So this liberation, where you have a lightness of being through which you go through the life without life touching you, without life affecting you. Most of the time, it is our own mind. That's why they said you got to have liberation from your own mind. Then you can be aware, but consciously think. Don't affect your unconditioned subconscious mind coming to play. Okay. So, what is liberation is it's not ending the life, but understanding the life and getting more of life without having the burdens of life overwhelming us. Understanding, going through, self knowing, all these are important. So, the ancient wisdom is that you can make a decent living, you can have innocent pleasures, they're all fine, but do them in a righteous way. That is dharma, artha, kama. Those are the three. And the last one is this liberation, moksha. Don't look for some heaven somewhere to go, but right here and now, can you lead a life that is liberated from all this junk that we accumulate in our mind? Okay, letting go, forgiving, and really taking it easy, and more than anything else, being aware that we are doing these things and these are breeding problems for us. Okay, so you got to understand what is the thinking, what is awareness, and aware of your thoughts. And once you are aware of them, you can stop and you can change them. Okay, so your own thoughts, you will have liberation. And then that means every day you kind of dump whatever comes to your mind. Do the job, enjoy the job, but then afterwards dump it and go. That is the lightness. That is the one which gives you the liberation from your own mind. Okay, don't accumulate. Use the mind and then dump it and go. That is the thing they are talking about. All the systems, philosophical, spiritual, psychological, they all try to get you to your lightness of being, not the heaviness of your memories or heaviness of your future projection. That's not why the mind is. The mind is there not to accumulate, not to repeat the same things, not to really suffer because of that, right? So that means you can use the thought for outward things, but inward things, lighten it, dump it. As you experience something, you let it go. That is not taught, but most people, they kind of value their experience and then they hold on to it, and then they build a big network of thoughts inside of us, and then caught in that, we feel like a trapped and we don't have liberation. But once you understand, and then that's why you do the meditations, you do the calming mind, you do the whatever that helps you. But basically, use the mind after getting up, use it for the things that you are doing. That's okay. But then don't hang on to your thoughts and experiences as though they are the dearest one. That's what most people do. That's why they lack this spontaneity and enjoyment like a kid, right? Most of the kids are spontaneous, very joyful. They're going around and all. But we lose that joyfulness because we increase the burden of our mind with our thoughts, with our experiences, concepts, and all that. Lighten yourself from that and then go through the life with the lightness of being, and that is liberation. Okay, we'll expand on this more, and I will also bring in a video that people can see and enjoy that too. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, only for 15 minutes. And I will bring the bring the other things that I was talking about tomorrow, probably. Probably tomorrow will be enough to talk about some of the ways of looking at this topic. And the one who really understands this liberation and transforms his own inner self is a real lucky person. One in a crore, this one in a million, probably they said. But anybody can aim for it. Not that guarantee that you'll get it, but the going on the same path, just getting on the path itself is the reward. You will have the clarity, and the clarity itself is the reward if you can get it. But if you are so overwhelmed with your own conclusions, you don't have any clarity. uh, Nobody can help you except you. Okay, so we will talk more about on this tomorrow, and maybe some practical things we can explore. And one of the things I'm going to talk to you about: be aware of what's going on within you, in your mind, in your heart, in your knowledge, and all that. And then determine how much are they relevant now, and then dump all the things that are not really relevant, that are really bothering you, and then live in awareness, live in understanding, and then you will have a lightness in you, and that is the liberation that is promised. Okay, so I will talk to you again tomorrow, and I'll expand on this topic. Thank you.